There's something about being underwater in VR that's both incredibly immersive and kind of terrifying. My first experience of this was on PSVR with Ocean Descent, found in PSVR Worlds, and it soon became one of my favourite ways to demo VR and the headset. And most recently, another fantastic VR game called Subside really captures not only beautifully realistic graphics and sea life, but made me realise wearing a VR headset actually makes sense in games where you're underwater, because it feels like you're actually wearing a scuba mask, and this led me to revisiting Subnautica for today's video. And it has been a massive surprise and has now become one of my best and most immersive experiences I've ever had in VR to date. Back in 2019, using the game's standard VR mode, it was visually pretty good, but it also meant using a gamepad. But now in 2026, thanks to the main game getting an official update a couple of years ago called the Living Large Update, this patch fixed over 800 bugs, added some new content to put the game in line with Below Zero, and more importantly, it vastly improved performance. So now when you combine Subnautica as it is today with the most recent version of the Submersed VR mod, which was last updated at the end of 2025, what you have today is a game that looks absolutely spectacular in VR. Graphically, it's never not impressive regardless of how much time you play it for. And now, with the inclusion of full 6-DoF controls and a whole host of VR control methods, including snap turning, which isn't something I personally use, but for some people, it's an absolute must. And when you combine all of that, Subnautica now is an unbeatable experience in VR, plus it's a great game to boot. The in-game PDA holographic menu looks absolutely stunning, and having hands to use things like the scanner and the Seaglide feels brilliant, and the lighting and colours are up there with the best VR has to offer. Replaying Subnautica today has been nothing short of breathtaking, and I met a Leviathan once again face to face, and once again it got my heart racing so much I had to nope out the headset for a couple of minutes, which is something no other game has ever done to me, including MADiSON VR, which I feel is still the scariest VR game I've ever played. And the reason I feel this way and the way I reacted, I think it's a combination of many things, and that includes scale. Sure, the Leviathan looks big on a flat screen, but in VR it's a completely different feeling, and this all boils down to immersion. For me, true immersion is achieved by a combination of things for VR, and Subnautica in 2026 pretty much has all of those boxes ticked, all thanks to the Submersed mod. It's graphically beautiful, feels like a true VR game, and the frame rate and performance has never been better, making this a truly wondrous and absolutely terrifying game to play all at once. With it currently being on sale on Steam for £6 of my English pounds, I feel this makes it an absolute steal for anyone with access to PCVR. And with there now being interest in Subnautica 2 using UEVR, I feel now is a really good time for either newcomers or people who have played it before to re-experience Subnautica, because even though I love UEVR, you really can't beat a true VR mod like this one. Because as I said, it now 100% feels like a genuine VR game, once again thanks to modders. There is though some limitations to the mod. Firstly, using the Seaglide is only controllable with one hand. You can't turn while you hold the PDA, and you can't swim using your physical hands. But some of these, plus more improvements, are still to come via the mod's roadmap. It's a great game and I highly recommend everyone check it out, especially while it's on sale, or if you have experienced this game in VR and haven't played it for the last few years, now is a great time to check it out. I've left a link to the files you'll need and an installation video which I used, and I had the VR mode working in under 5 minutes, because basically it's a simple case of drag and drop. If you get the chance to check it out, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you feel the video is worth a like, I would appreciate it, and make sure to get subscribed for more VR content, and I'll see you all on the next one.